Oh, I can't believe you said that, Ben. Jeez. For all we've been through.
You know that that's what my warm-up routine is every time we start, is just to say the N-word over and over again until my voice goes hoarse. That is my vocal warm-up routine. So what do you mean you can't believe I said that? I say it before every episode we record.
You're not even pronouncing it right.
Really? How am I? Sorry, how am I mispronouncing it? Please,
It's
demonstrate.
pronounced nerd.
My bad, man. My bad. I thought it was a 2-syllable word, but I'm messing that up, seriously. If you say the N-word a bunch of times in a forest and no one's around to hear you say it, I think your phone is still listening, to be honest. I think your phone is still
You'll summon
listening.
a dungeon master.
Yes. You rang? You said the magic words 3 times.
Roll for initiative.
Welcome to another episode of This Is Unusable. I'm Ben Steinberg.
I'm Tyler Martin.
Man, my lower lip is all like beaten up. It's like I chewed on it. Ugh. Sorry, I shouldn't have drawn attention to that. That's disgusting. Yeah, so we discussed what we were going to talk about before we started recording today, and I'm not just springing this on you out of the blue. A, diarrhea. B, constipation. Or C, constipated diarrhea. Which one?
I got to go with none of the above. Which
Yes,
one's
but
that?
if you had to have one.
If I had to have one,
Yes, including constipated diarrhea.
I'd much rather be uncomfortable than be stuck in a room on a giant hole over water.
Yeah, but the way diarrhea works is it comes out eventually. So it'll just come out in the room instead of over the water.
Yeah, but then I'll be like, my ass will hurt, so I'll be uncomfortable anyway. So I'd much rather just have get out a giant one. This happened before when I was taking like opioids, like Oxy.
You part of that epidemic?
Dude, I'm part of every epidemic.
Did you do a lot of Oxy when you were at University of Denver at Denver?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the drug of choice. It keeps the pain away. Really lets you hit hard. When we played football for the University of Denver football team, undefeated since 1955, I believe.
So you did a lot of Oxy when you were playing football?
Yes.
OxyContin, the footballer's drug of choice.
You know what they say? Love is like OxyContin.
The original saying is love is like oxygen, right?
Yes. It's also a great song. I forget who sings it. I don't think it's 10cc. It might be whoever did Ballroom Blitz.
That's one of the best songs ever written. It's not
pretty good.
It's not incredibly corny at all.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Mick? All right, fellas, let's go.
Is that song from the 70s?
I
the 80s?
want to say early 80s, but
Early 80s?
me and time don't really mesh together.
It sounds late 70s. Let's hear it. Let's look it up. Ballroom Blitz, 1974. The Ballroom Blitz was inspired by an incident on January 27th, 1973, when the band were performing at the Grand Hall in Kilmarnock, Scotland, and were driven off stage by a bottling. They had bottles thrown at them.
So they were terrible, and then they came out with this song.
They turned lemons into lemonade, dude. That's how you do it.
And then they bottled it.
Yeah, unlike Kanye West, when life gives him lemons, he blames it on the Jews. Jews are known to have lemons, so...
Well, you wouldn't have got a lemon from Toyota of Orange, that's for sure. Shout out Toyota of Orange.
That might be the second time or third time you've actually mentioned it on this podcast. So go Toyota of Orange. They're actually sponsoring us.
Rent-free in my head.
Well, you won't get a lemon. Is that how it
When I
goes?
got a lemon from Toyota of Orange. Yep.
Okay, so we've established you'd rather shit your pants than have diarrhea
You say
or
constipation.
You're saying constipation. Got it. Got it. Okay.
Shit my pants wasn't even an option.
Well, diarrhea generally implies that you're going to shit your pants.
Well, that's
Eventually.
why I don't want it.
Although if you think about it, constipation or diarrhea, if you hold it long enough, you will shit your pants eventually. If everybody holds it long enough, they will shit their pants.
That's not how constipation works. You hold it long enough and you will just explode inside. You will have to go to the hospital.
I used to hold my craps for like a week at a time. It was really bad when I was like in middle school.
Never washed your hands.
I don't only wash my hands after taking a crap.
Yeah, but you're just standing there holding them. Can't believe they didn't just kick you out of the room. It probably smelled bad.
That's why I had to get 2 CT scans when I had my appendectomy, because the first time my colon was so full of turds that they couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
So.
CT stands for craptastic.
You're getting one of those, right?
Oh yeah, I keep meaning to call them.
You should do that. There could be a wait. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Call me fat.
Yeah, you might need to use the CT scan that they have for animals at the zoo.
What are you,
You're
the
that
pit?
fat. Oh yeah, that was like featured on an episode of The Pit recently, where a guy was he was like 25 pounds over the weight limit. So they're like, we can't risk you using our CT scan here. He was like 475, and you had to be 450 or less. They got a real fat man to play that role, and that looks.
He was probably flying a plane, landed it right at the pit.
That fat man in the pit did look suspiciously similar to the massive man who flew that plane ride I took from Toronto to Los Angeles.
He looks suspiciously Canadian.
That's what I was trying to say, but it's considered racist if you say someone looks Canadian.
They just feel Canadian? Can you say that?
You just have to say they're fat.
Man,
and that's sort of a dog
really
whistle.
Canadian at me right now, and I need you to tone it down.
Yes, I feel so Canadian after eating that Canadian bacon.
I feel so Canadian with you. It's a force field.
I say they look suspiciously the same, that fat guy in the pit and the fat guy who flew my plane. And that's because they were both very fat. They're just absolutely enormous human beings. I don't know how you can function like that at all.
Modern medicine.
Yeah, these GLP-1 drugs are amazing because they can bring people down to normal weights. Of course, you have a bunch of stuff.
Kings were huge. Lots of kings were just like big old globs.
But that was at least based on like eating decent food. Like they didn't eat ultra processed food the way we do now. They were eating, pheasant. They were just eating cheeses and jams and pheasants and more pheasants
Lots
and other things they hunted.
It was probably a lot of sugar, They're eating a lot of fruit because like that was like one of those like rare things that you can get, and they didn't know anything about sugars, but they also didn't know anything about cotton candy grapes. So, sucks for them.
I've never heard of cotton candy grapes. What's that?
Oh, they're grapes that are called cotton candy grapes, and they taste a bit like cotton candy.
Oh, they're actual grapes. I thought it was like a grape-shaped cotton candy thing.
They're probably GMO grapes.
Genetically modified?
Yeah, whatever the O stands for.
Genetically modified organism, I think.
Oh. Are all babies genetically modified organisms? They've had their genes, like, combined.
That's a good point. You could say they're genetically modified organisms in that sense. Yes, in that sense we all are, and all living things are also, in that their genes have been modified due to the fact that they exist.
So God is the ultimate eugenicist. Let's get back to it.
Let's get back to eugenics.
Part 3,
again.
baby.
I'm for it. Why would God make genes if he didn't want us to manipulate them?
Yo, I've manipulated some genes in my life. I mean, Blat Al, just popping those asses out.
Oh yeah, I got the Jenkos, I got the apple bottoms, I got the genes that make you bald.
Mom genes.
I got mom genes. I got those genes that go up past your belly button. I have one pair of genes, and they're not really genes. They're kind of stretchy. They just look like genes. But eugenics, I'm down to talk about that some more. You brought it up, so
2 things about that. Number 1, definitely a black flag operation, right? At the ballroom, at the Crystal Ballroom out in Ozland.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't hear the news? There was a shooter that
yes.
Literally didn't even like. How does Trump have literally the worst security personnel of all time?
Okay, first off, when you say black flag, you mean false flag?
No, the band was there too.
Oh, the band Black Flag was performing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They went very right-wing lately to try to gather up more of an
Everyone
audience.
loves money, dude. It's literally, you could bilk all these poor people for all they're worth, and that's not much, but you get enough of them doing $2.
Oh, yeah.
You made a bill.
You'll be president of the United States in no time. Yeah, Black Flag was performing with Oz Perlman as their frontman. What happened was the band Black Flag pulled a gun on the president of the United States. He thought it was a bit.
Mm-hmm. They
opened fire, and now some other dudes arrested for their crimes because
they're too good. You can't put good artists in jail. You can't even cancel them. They just come back. Doesn't matter what they do. Go down to Fifth Avenue, get shot.
Who do you like more, Black Flag or Dead Kennedys?
Recency bias, got to go with the Dead Kennedys.
I agree. I think they're the more musical band. Not that musicality is necessarily a hallmark of punk rock, but I think Dead Kennedys are like, they understood texture. They were a punk rock band that understood like texture and soundscapes in punk rock somehow. They made it work. And Black Flag was just very straightforward. Rise above, we're gonna... And also, you know, Jello Biafra could sing like no one else. And, you know, Henry Rollins was just yelling. Not that I mind that. I'm a total metalhead. I'm fine with screaming.
Yeah, but we also got less Dead Kennedys. Like, you know, they kind of existed in their own thing, whereas we have to deal with Henry Rollins daily.
When I worked at Trader Joe's, Henry Rollins would come in sometimes and buy groceries.
Would he yell at you?
Yeah, he was screaming. He didn't seem like a pretty intense dude, but he brought his own reusable bags every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were they the same or did they look different? Like he beat up someone outside and took their bags?
Like he stole them? Yeah. No, they were the same Trader Joe's branded bags. They were kind of, you know, dirty and clearly had been used many times. Oh God, I had such a horrible interaction with him. The guy who I was checking out in front of him saw Henry Rollins. Was like, I love the music you do, man. I love everything you stand for. I love you, dude. And I was like, I feel similar to him. That's what I said to Henry Rollins. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm such an idiot. And he was just like, okay, that's all right.
And then he moved. Did he change lines?
I wish he had. Also, like I listened to his, he used to have a radio show on KCRW. Yeah.
That's why, he still doesn't have any more
of
that?
I don't know if he does now. It's just been so long. Maybe he still has it. But I was like, you know, your radio show is normally playing right now. So, like, why aren't... It was a Sunday night thing, so how come you're not doing it right now? He says, oh, I pre-record the whole thing.
Hell yeah.
So, I was
That's
like, oh,
punk as
cool.
fuck. Live your life.
Exactly. Exactly. Don't go to some radio station. Just record it in your own home. Just play Fanatics. He would address his audience as fanatics.
Not flagnetics?
No, because this was Henry Rollins. It wasn't Black Flag he was representing. This was just his own musical tastes.
The Rollinators? That's pretty good.
Rollinators is excellent, actually. That's what his fan base should be called.
The Henriettas?
I think Rollinators, like pollinators, they just spread everywhere. Yep. Rollinators is good. But yeah, I just totally ate it right in front of Henry Rollins just because I didn't know what to say to him. So it was just like, I agree with that guy. And he just didn't really say anything. It was like, okay.
Hey, you talked to Henry Rollins and I respect him for that.
That's a good one. That was a good joke. I respect anybody who has to deal with my blathering, including you. I respect you, mad dude, for yes-anding everything I try that just barely comes out of my stupid, inarticulate mouth, you know, especially with all this insomnia I've been having lately. Oh my God. It's like I can't talk. My mouth is like molasses. Just tripping over my words all the time. But yeah, Henry Rollins is a kind of a pretty handsome dude, I think. He seemed pretty serious.
Yeah, and he tried to assassinate the president, so.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. He went from being the lead singer of a punk band to trying to kill the president, I guess.
That feels very kind of like... That feels like parallels.
It's more of a lateral move than it is a fall from grace, is what you're saying.
You know, all laterals go up and down, so.
Lateral being like the skateboard move, the lateral?
Well, let me rephrase. Ladders all go up and down.
Oh. See, sometimes you should thank me for tolerating material like that. Ladders go up and down. On the other hand, your wordplay is infinitely better than anything I could ever come up with, so. You know, that's just how it is. But yeah, that's right. It's been like 2 days and I already forgot that someone tried to assassinate the president again. That's how commonplace this is becoming.
They'd even try.
He tried. There were some shots fired.
Where did he have it? Was it at Mar-a-Lago?
No, it was at the White House Correspondents dinner where...
Like in the White House?
No, it was somewhere in like D.C. We should know more about this. It's fresh. And I just Googled it. It said Trump assassination attempt 3. And then there are other options. Trump assassination attempt 2 and just Trump assassination attempt. So we got a trilogy going right now.
The second one was nothing. And then there's a Lion King 2.5 in there, which was also like nothing, where they ushered him out really quickly. They got JD Vance out of there before they got Trump out of there, and that I feel like that says a lot. And then I just saw a picture of a guy just like he was still eating his food just sitting at the table.
Yeah, there's an article about him now or something about how, like, he explained why he did it.
Because he's hungry. Why have a whole article? Who needs that? He's like, dude, the food was good. The close-up magic was probably okay.
Oz Perlman's pretty amazing. I just saw him do some like mind tricks on Your Mom's House, like Tom Segura's podcast and his wife's podcast. And like he guessed the name of a friend of one of the producers who wasn't even in the room.
Greg.
No, and it was a Hebrew name.
Gregory.
Gregory?
Gregory. And now there's like AI pictures of the 31-year-old Californian shooter. That's like, was he wearing an IDF shirt? Was he wearing a Pakistan rugby shirt? Like, we need to find the giant plug in the ocean for the internet and just cut it.
Get rid of all of it.
Everything comes back to Al Gore. That guy has literally fucked American politics. He created the internet and he conceded on the Chads.
Conceded on the Chads? What does that mean?
The hanging Chads.
Oh, the hanging Chads. Right. We forget that Al Gore was he should have been president, actually. It was the Supreme Court that basically decided Bush should be president instead. But hey, what are you going to do? And then we get 9/11, then we get the war in Iraq, and then it leads to Obama, which leads to Trump. It's just a massive fucking... All these tiny little inflection points have massive, gigantic consequences, and we can't know at the time.
You heard it here first. Ben said that 9/11 was a tiny, very tiny, insignificant inflection point. So...
Yeah, that's what I said. That is what I said. I'm glad you interpreted that way because that's what I said. 9/11 was nothing. It was a nothing inflection point.
We get that. Yeah.
It happened in D.C., the attempted assassination at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Why didn't they just build that wall? I don't get it. Why are they letting people in?
Yeah, they need to build a wall around D.C. That'll keep it safe.
They probably knew months in advance where it was going to be. Just build a fence.
They erect barriers and all sorts of things like that for the president, and it's like...
How many doors are there? There can't be like that many doors. Like, just put a guy there.
Well, they had a guy there. That's why he didn't get in. He shot someone...
He made it all the way into the lobby.
Well, maybe he looked the part.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a gun? Hell yeah. Let's go. 2A, brother. Oh, no, the president. Nah, you can't do that.
If you look the part, if you look insane, you belong with President Trump. If you look insane or you have a weird name, you belong in the Trump White House. So maybe he just looked insane.
Wasn't white though. So how do you get in? Did you see like the manifesto where they're like, we're going to get rid of administration people except Kash Patel? Like he was like literally parentheses and been like, this guy's not even worth it.
Was it because he's not worth it, or is it because he's...
Or is it because he set this all up?
You think that's it, Kash?
I think Kash Patel is trying to distract from his defamation lawsuit because he's going to lose that. And the fact that he is probably absolutely drinking on the job and using these taxpayer funds to go fuck his girlfriend in different countries. Well, he doesn't fuck her. He sits in the cuck chair. Let's be honest. He flies over there to watch her get railed by like Jason Aldean or whatever.
What else are you supposed to do? That is the job of the director of the FBI, is to get cucked by your girlfriend who's like 10, 15, 20 years younger than you. But you got to make use of the power you have.
That was James Comey's position.
He did it all the time. He was just better at covering it up.
Yeah, James Comey. That's what we called him.
That's good. James Comey. Trump would have loved calling him that, James Comey, instead of Comey. But
Trump doesn't go deep enough. He doesn't try hard. He's just like, Sleepy Joe. It's like, call him Sloppy Joe, dude, at least. Like, fuck.
Yeah, true.
It's so much better.
Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe Biden.
Then
it's right there.
Then you have people selling Sloppy Joe Bidens on the side, be like, you open up this whole party gate.
And Sloppy Joe is literally right there in front of your face. Like, that's so obvious. I never thought of it, but it's so obvious. Of course, you should have called him Sloppy Joe Biden. There's Diamond Joe Biden.
Ooh, Diamond Joe Biden, yeah.
From The Onion. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, The Onion had this is not interesting. The Onion had articles basically mocking Joe Biden called Diamond Joe Biden. There'd be articles like Joe Biden has to get out of town in order to go buy some secondhand smoke makers for a concert he's got going on in Poughkeepsie or something like that. The Onion used to, it was like his version of Joe Biden was just complete scumbag trash. Just Diamond Joe, the president of Vice. That's what they called him. They
during the Obama years.
At the end of the Obama years,
the O years,
they put together all his articles and called him the president of Vice. It was great, and then he became the president, and it was sad.
Yep, not as sad as now, but he definitely could have done way more in his 4 years.
He got diagnosed with like stage 4 cancer after he left office, right? How long do you think they were holding on to that before it was released?
Probably through stages 1 through 3, I guess.
But they were definitely not releasing that to the public until after the election. How's he doing now? Does he not have cancer anymore? Stage 4 is a serious thing, whatever kind of cancer he had. Like, nobody seems to remember that he had stage 4, some kind of cancer.
He seems to be a very forgettable president. No one's really ever mentioned him in the last, 18 to 24 months.
I mean, nobody mentioned him during his presidency. People were still talking about Trump during his presidency. During Biden's presidency.
That was a big problem. They needed a big personality, and they had fucking cream liquor, hair sniffer, glasses wearer, Joey Badass.
Don't knock hair sniffing.
I do if it's on the children. I will knock hair sniffing, unless it's consensual.
I sniff everybody's hair I get a chance to, just because I don't have my own hair to sniff anymore.
Can I have some? You're like little Gimli, like, she gave me 3 locks. 3.
What I do is I sneak up behind people and I get little clips of their hair. I just trim off a little bit and then I patch it onto the side of my head. I have a wig of a bunch of different hair clippings.
No, I don't.
And I look at myself in the mirror naked with this wig and wonder what could have been if I'd had hair.
Would you comb it? I'd comb it.
Silence of the Lambs reference. Would you comb?
James Comet, he's there too.
Comet Ping Pong, remember that? Comet Ping Pong.
No.
Pizzagate. 10 years ago, Pizzagate.
I remember Pizzagate.
Yeah, the Pizzagate was the idea that there's this pedophile ring beneath a Comet Ping Pong pizza restaurant.
Ping pong, not like pinball?
It was called Comet Ping Pong because I guess they had ping pong there.
Oh.
And there was no basement like beneath the pizza restaurant.
Well, that's what they want you to believe, Ben.
Comet, Comey, comb over.
It's one of those secret, like you got to go through the bathtub, like El Machete sort of basements. The basement isn't technically beneath the building. It's actually behind it. But that's where the entrance is in the pizza parlor.
Right. Some very dumb cops who took things very literally were like, well, they said it's beneath the parlor and there is nothing beneath the parlor, so it doesn't exist. Yeah, there's a giant dungeon outside behind the parlor. But they said it was beneath it, and that's not true.
It was beneath them, apparently. Officer Pepperoni and Officer Pound Cake. Ben, I want to close this episode with some actual artistry. I wrote a poem. It's a bit of a, and I'll just read it. A great wave approached me. I thought it would yield upon my billow. As I was swallowed into its belly, I recalled that I am water too. In foamy noise, my tides turned back from the great shoreline where once I ached to be heard. Roll and tumble, a tumult of the salt that I had turned into as I stared back into the sun. The now silent sea lays me gently on the memory of a cloud, casting me from the groundswell hurtling through the sky. A dark figure cast against a brilliant sky of reddening yellows, descending at the speed of regret. And I drew this picture. Is it visible at all?
Yeah. Damn, man. You sound like you're having a really good time in life based on that poem. That was a beautiful poem.
As Shrek says, better out than in.
Better out than in?
Yeah, he burps and then he says, better out than in, I always say. That was my email, sound when I got one at work.
Better out than in?
Yep, from Shrek. I literally had to go get the MP3, cut it, and then put it into Microsoft Outlook so they would chime whenever actually I sent the email.
That's insane.
You're working a desk job. You got to do things to make yourself not go crazy.
Yeah, how would that not make you go more crazy?
Because I'd laugh a little bit to myself like an insane person.
There you go. Well, that was a beautiful poem.
Shrek. Thank you.
That was a beautiful poem. Thank you for sharing that. It sounds incredibly anxious. It sounds like you're terrified and you feel like you're falling.
Maybe I'm falling in love.
Are you now?
No, but it's a nice thought.
That does sound nice. Love sounds nice. Oh, well, I don't think that's my lot in life.
You know what they say, love it or leave it.
Well, that was another episode of This Is Unusable, ending on a bit of a somber note, but there's nothing wrong with that. Poetry requires effort, and that's the first effort anybody's made to ever in the history of this podcast, to be honest.
It's true. Thank you again. This is Unusable, has been said. I've been Tyler Martin. And you know what? Stay safe out there at all your respective correspondence dinners. Who knows who's coming for you next? Probably Ben.
If I just get a bit buffer, I totally look like I could be a skinhead. We've talked about that before. I could absolutely pass for a skinhead. Albeit one with insomnia. I mean, goddamn. But
also, Cash Money Patel. You know, much love to you. No shade, no shade.